Well, here we are. This is the 8th of 8 videos looking at the symbolic frame, and if you go back, it's 39 videos exploring all of the frames. So we started with the structural frame, moved through human resources into political. Here we are at symbolic all the way at the end. Well, thanks for sticking around through all 39 videos, and let's go ahead and dig into the material. We've got a look at the symbolic frame, and depending on your perspective on life, you could say the cup is half empty or the cup is half full. If your cup is half empty, then you just don't buy into this actors playing their parts, and that symbolism has a positive impact on the organization. On the other hand, others will see that there is a more hopeful interpretation, that the cup is half full, and that symbolism and the symbolic perspective frame offers this different view that will be helpful in solving problems within an organization. All right, and the last thing I've got here on this particular slide is just a quote from the book. I happen to work in a education institution, which is a government agency, and as many faculty member will quib, that those government agencies are mostly political and have symbolic functions to reduce tension and uncertainty. And then if something goes wrong, there's always the ability to increase the public sense of confidence and security by firing somebody. Anyway, that's more of the cup is half empty, I guess, if you're a faculty member out there. But there are these two different perspectives, and hopefully over the last 8 videos I've convinced you that there is a more hopeful interpretation, that this frame offers value in looking at organizations and building very strong organizations, with some examples that I've used within the organization that I lead. All right. Let's go in and look at meetings, plans, and evaluations. We're going to expand on the last video and dig in a little bit deeper here and look at this idea behind meetings, 4 advantages from a organizational process, but from a symbolic perspective. This idea that they're expressive occasions. You can clear the air, promote bonding between the players. You can work through your lines and make sure that everybody's aligned with the same lines, the same story. You have the opportunity to enjoy the company of the other actors and actresses in your organization. I mean your troupe. And that these actors and actresses can collaborate on future endeavors by strengthening their ability to deliver lines and work together and build coalitions, and there you go. And then finally, the audience, those observing, feels that things are issues are getting taken care of. Well, they've had 12 meetings, looking at this, and that the issue is being addressed. It goes back again to what I was discussing in the previous video in terms of sometimes from a symbolic perspective. What is absolutely key is this just common view of the problem and the symbolism of having meetings associated with getting something done. Plans, again, have 4 symbolic roles. They, in and of themselves, are symbols that progress is being made. They become games and excuses for interaction, and they become advertisements of what you seek to be and where your vision of where the organization is going. Finally, it's this idea of evaluations, coming in and having an audit, for example. It assures those that are watching that the organization is responsible and serious and well managed, and it allows the organization to grow and become better through the roles that they play in terms of their interaction. All right, well, let's look at this from a couple of different perspectives and talk a little bit about what happens when it doesn't work out. So, if you will, this idea of deviating from your script and the challenge that causes. The book talks about the differences between the Republicans and the Democrats. and that it's not expected for them to agree. So even when they do agree, they have to pretend that they disagree, even though they know where they're going to end up. They may know at the beginning of this fierce debate where the issue is going to finally end up, what compromises are going to be made. But they have to deliver their scripts. They have to play their roles. They have to dress for their roles and make sure that others see that. For those of you who want to see a little bit of political sport, I don't think I've talked about this, but go sometime and watch the color of the scarves on ladies or the color of ties on men if they're politicians or they're used to public speaking. The color of ties, be it blue or gold or red, have very specific meanings that they're trying to convey to those around them. And when they're wearing a tie that's not one of those colors, well, they're conveying that they don't even know the game's being played. So again, there's symbolism in terms of their costumes and how they're going to interact. The second picture over there, a picture from The Princess's Bride, is a great example of a movie with one-liners that everyone continues to repeat, but it's also a great example where people have a script and the audience pretends they have or believes they understand the script for which they will play, but in fact that script changes and evolves throughout the movie, and again leads to some famous one-liners that if you've watched it with your kids or you've watched it with your significant other, then you go around repeating over and over again because of the drama, because the script that you thought was not the script that they deliver. Very, very interesting. All right. The last bit talks about power, kind of a throwback. We've been focusing in terms of our compare and contrast between the symbolic frame and the structural frame, because it's a pretty clear contrast and ability to compare there. But in this case, we're going to go back to the political frame. So think of these four tenets. You're as powerful as others think you are. Be it real or unreal, it does not matter. It is but the appearance of power. Successful leadership is having followers who believe in that power. It's less of a matter of action than of appearance. And then finally, when a leader does make a difference, it's enriching and updating the drama, the story, the myths, the saga that alter how other people believe and hopefully, if done correctly, generate faith in that particular leader. Well, here we are. That's the last slide. We're at the end. We've spent these last 8 videos talking about the symbolic frame, and last 39 videos talking about the frames of organizational behavior and the ability to look at organizations and to lead using different frames. Hope you've enjoyed this video series, and I look forward to seeing you in YouTube and on the web.